Cam Heyward. It
They
feels like
remember
he's
it
been
all.
playing
They
since the
remember.
1970s. And I remember a time not that long ago where Cam Heyward was like coming up on the end of his contract, and he was talking about maybe signing with the Browns when it expired, and he did a new deal. Well, now he's not happy with the deal he has, and that's fine. That's fine. Hey, when TJ Watt's making $41 million a year, when Aaron Rodgers is only making $13 and leaving money behind to pay others, Cam Heyward has every right to try to get a little more. He hasn't been a full participant at practice during training camp as he's looking for his new contract. 15th season, all with the Steelers. Can't imagine him ever playing anywhere else. But, the question becomes, are they going to peel off a little more money and make him happy? And this has been kind of a low-key hold-in that no one has really known about until yesterday.
Yeah, and I think that to answer the question, I think they will. If you look at the Steelers, and I feel like I'm picking on the Bengals, but let me pick on the Bengals here. If you look at the Bengals, they generally, before this year, they're generally not known for taking care of their own players. The Steelers don't spend lavishly in free agency. That's just not what their franchise is about. Draft and develop, and the guy gets too expensive. Well, let somebody else pay him, and we'll draft and develop and start the clock again. But they do take care of guys who are at this level. TJ Watt is a great player, a top 5 player in the league, and they take care of him. And they have a couple of times. I think with Cam Heyward, he's in his 15th year, but he's still one of the best defensive tackles in football. And I'd be surprised if they didn't adjust his contract a little bit. Maybe he'll get exactly what he wants, but there will be some, I'd be shocked if there's not some pay bump for him.
And this is a point I was going to make earlier. Let me make it now. I think this is the only good opportunity left in the show to do it. The Rashawn Slater injury, the torn patella tendon that came a week or two after he signed his new contract. This is why guys are holding in. Because if you go out there with a substandard contract in the last year of your contract and you suffer that torn patella tendon, they are not going to say, you know what, remember that contract we offered you that you didn't take? We'll give it to you anyway. We'll take care of you. Even though you're going to be rehabbing that injury that you have and not playing at all this year, and even though there could be complications that would affect your ability to play next year, we're just going to go ahead and give you that. That's why you hold in. You want to take the injury risk from you and move it to them. I think it's why the Cowboys are trying to play this game with Micah Parsons, where maybe they can get Micah Parsons to play for $24 million this year and carry the injury risk this year. Rashawn Slater got his contract, put the injury risk on the team. That's why these players, from Trey Hendrickson to Micah Parsons to Terry McLaurin to James Cook to Cam Heyward, that's why. So, folks, don't get mad. Understand what you would want your child, your cousin, your nephew, your brother, your friend, your client, anybody you know that's in this situation. Oh, yeah, he could walk out there and practice and blow out his knee, and then they're not giving him anything. So, yeah, don't go out there until you get what you deserve.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And in the case of Heyward, just looking at it from the team perspective, because it usually management looks at it one way and the players look at it in a different way, and that's where you get the tension. But if the Steelers, for Steelers management, if you're Omar Khan and you're saying, if you even have the thought of, hey, if I set this example with Cam Heyward, maybe it sends a message to the locker room and other people come up and try to do it. No. The beauty of Cam Heyward is there aren't many guys in the locker room who are like him. There aren't many guys who will say to themselves, if they're being honest, well, if Cam can get this, then I should be able to get it. No, Cam Heyward is a guy who's been there longer than most people, a guy who is a respected captain, a guy who is playing at a high level. So you don't have to worry about giving him a raise and then thinking that there's going to be a parade of players coming to your office or agents coming to you and saying, well, we saw what you did with Heyward. How about my guy? There aren't many guys like Heyward. So it's such a good fit. It makes so much sense. I'll be stunned if this goes on for a long time, this disagreement.
Yeah, anytime that issue comes up, that they're concerned about the precedent they're going to set by paying a great player, the answer is just tell the next guy that says, I want to get paid. When you play like the guy who we just paid, we will. Play like him. Play like him, and you'll be taken care of. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.